All right, so there's the top swale. And but before I show you the top swale, I wanted to, for people that have never seen it before, that don't understand what I mean when I talk about rock. This pile, and about 3 more like it that we hauled away. This is all here because we can use it or bury it in this platform that's eventually going to go here. There's going to be a platform here that a tank's going to sit on that's going to catch the water off that side of the roof. So the big stuff we'll bury, the little stuff we'll use in landscaping like I showed you earlier. You can see the back cut right there. I mean, it's just rock all the way down. And like I said, when you get to the bottom of that one, it just pinches off. You kind of look and you can see why we put this swale here. It's catching all the roof runoff, and even when this tank's here, it'll catch all the excess. It's catching all that driveway. Just a ton of catchment. If you look at the write-up on Permaculture Global, you'll see the actual calculations. And when we got an inch of rain, it did exactly what we calculated it would do. Filled and overflowed the swales. So let me take you up here. There's a shower that still needs to be put in behind a tank that still needs to be put in. There's just so much to do. Sometimes I'm hard on myself. Another pair there. Notice the pipes, and again, for those that didn't see earlier stuff on what we did here, those pipes were just laid on the ground and hose bibs put on them, and when we dug the swales, we just buried them under the swales. That way we have water everywhere. That pipe runs along the backside there. That's stubbed up. Eventually we'll go ahead and feed the we'll feed that into that shower. There'll be like a little closed-in area back behind here where you can shower. And over there's our main hose, and that's where this water comes off of. We have a bypass valve there. If you do something like this, put in lots of bypass valves so that you can shut off segments, so you can work on one without shutting the water off everywhere. Trust me, it will pay for itself, especially the first time you break something. There's a peach. It's doing really, really well. Again, you see all types of cover crop coming up. There's some sorghum in here too. We threw just some sorghum from leftover seed from last year. Actually, seed we harvested from last year in here. And when I chopped and dropped, I tried to not kill the sorghum and let it grow. There's a clump of it right there. I've got it volunteering elsewhere. Another pair. Not real happy, but it's doing okay. Nice little clump of cowpea coming up around it. That right there, we got it everywhere. That's spiderwort. That is a great plant. The flowers taste good. The plant tastes good. It's good in salads. You make a dye out of it. You can see we have nothing going up this oak tree. That's because it goes up over the swale that way. It's kind of in the way of some things I want to do. That tree's going to eventually come out, so I don't want to train anything onto it. There's one of those evil sunflowers. I was thinking about this too. I think really the highest concentration of any allelopathic nature in a sunflower is going to be the seeds. And probably part of why we have no problems with it is when those seeds get to the point where they're big enough, we cut the heads off the sunflowers and throw them to the chickens. And they process them. They're not like the birds, the songbirds that crack them and leave the shells behind. They eat the whole damn thing right into their crop. There's a bunch of cowpea coming up around an almond. That's all-in-one almond, and it's surviving. The other one's not, but like I said, we have replacements already in the wings. Comfrey, some sorghum, sunflower coming up there, cowpeas, jujube, another big red muscadine. So this tree's gonna stay, so that's why we put that there. Come around here, another pair. Comfrey, vetch, cowpea coming up. Watermelon, there's a watermelon. Watermelon can, right? You can grow watermelon in your forest. We'll see how it does in this unamended soil. Jujube, cherry back there. It's either a rollie or mini roll. Very unhappy. But surviving, believe it or not, it's surviving. Another pear. This is a Husai Asian pear, or Corojo. Let me see. This is Corojo pear. And it's actually winter pea. It's still somehow surviving here. I'm not sure how. I guess it's this mulch layer. There's that other cherry. It's very, very unhappy. Comfrey. White mulberry. There's a pawpaw back in there. Again, lots of different cover crop coming up and through. Wild sunflower. That's like a native wild sunflower. They get these little bitty flowers on them that just... The seed in that is just like really, really fine. It's not much use for anything, but it's good biomass as far as I'm concerned. Cover crop all in through here. Invasive autumn olive at the end. Pecan. So this is our pecan, and we did not want, I was originally going to put the other pecan right there where that plum clump is. I just decided they're too big of a tree and I don't really want them there, and I could plant one back here, but the ground is so shallow I couldn't dig a hole deep enough to put a pecan in. Unfortunately, that late frost killed my type B pecan, so I'm gonna have to replace this as well come fall. Or actually, this one I'll probably do in the spring. I probably won't be able to get a pecan in the fall. But that pecan goes in the center there, another invasive autumn olive. And this is a huge donut hugel. This has a big ring of wood just on the outside of where the root ball of the pecan is. Big ring of wood on the outside, and then a bunch of wood chips, and then it's filled in. And it's just going gangbusters. And this is in establishment mode with cowpea. Buckwheat has already run one cycle through here, and some of it's still hanging around. You can see the black-headed seed tops there. That's the buckwheat that's already done. Hidden in here is dwarf mulberry right there. And you can see, you look at this leaf right, give me a second here. This leaf right here, that whole plant looked like that a couple days ago, that light green. I put this on nitrogen therapy, and even though there's lots of nitrogen fixing going on with this cowpea, it's not available to it yet. And it's just in a pocket of this hugel where it's just not happy yet. So we'll coax it through. There's some pumpkins growing in here. There's a pumpkin flower down there. And this is just really early on establishment of a hugel mound. And we probably need to get some water on this guy because it hasn't rained in a week now, and it hasn't had any water because I've been too lazy to do it. And you can see that autumn olive is saying, hey dude, I might be invasive, but I need some water, so give me some water. Beehives. Buddy and the ducks coming to see what's going on. And this kind of gives you a long look at the whole system. It's about an acre in total. And it'll be a lot more impressive in a year, I promise you. I got one more area of the property I really want to show you in another video.